Srinivasa Ramanujan was one of the greatest mathematicians in history. He was born in India in 1887, and from a very young age, he showed a special talent for numbers. He could solve difficult mathematical problems that even experienced mathematicians struggled with. Ramanujan grew up in a small village, and he didn't have many resources to study mathematics. However, his passion for numbers and his incredible mind helped him to discover amazing ideas. He started studying mathematics on his own, using just a few books. By the time he was a teenager, he had already solved many complicated problems. He wrote down his findings in notebooks and kept improving his knowledge. Even though his work was mostly unknown at the time, Ramanujan believed in his ability to contribute to mathematics. He worked day and night on his research, never giving up on his dreams. Ramanujan's work was full of original ideas, and his formulas were often very different from those of other mathematicians. One of his most famous contributions was the Ramanujan series, which involves infinite series and is still used in advanced mathematics today. Despite the difficulty of his work, Ramanujan had an amazing ability to understand complex mathematical concepts. He didn't follow traditional methods of proving his ideas, which made his work even more special. Ramanujan's mathematical skills were so extraordinary that, when a British mathematician named G.H. Hardy heard about him, he became very interested. Hardy was famous for his own achievements in mathematics, and he knew that Ramanujan's work was something special. In 1913, Hardy sent Ramanujan a letter, asking him to send some of his research. Ramanujan was surprised by the letter, but he eagerly sent his findings. When Hardy saw the results, he was amazed by how creative and brilliant Ramanujan's ideas were. He quickly invited Ramanujan to come to England to work with him. At first, Ramanujan was unsure whether he should leave his country and move to England. However, Hardy convinced him that it would be a great opportunity to share his knowledge with the world. Ramanujan finally agreed and traveled to England in 1914. When he arrived, he was amazed by the advanced tools and resources available to him. He and Hardy became good partners, working together on many important mathematical problems. Ramanujan's time in England was very productive, and he continued to create new mathematical theories. He worked on many different areas of mathematics, including number theory, infinite series, and continued fractions. One of his most famous discoveries was the Ramanujan-Hardy number, which is a number with a unique property related to divisibility. Ramanujan's work was full of patterns and relationships that were not understood by many mathematicians at the time. Even though he had no formal training, his discoveries were very important. However, the cold climate in England was difficult for Ramanujan, who was not used to such weather. He also struggled with his health while he was there. Despite these challenges, Ramanujan continued to work on his research. He and Hardy continued to collaborate, and their work had a lasting impact on mathematics. Ramanujan also worked on ideas involving modular forms, which would later become a very important field of mathematics. However, Ramanujan's health began to deteriorate, and he had to leave England in 1919. His time in England had taken a toll on his body, and he was no longer able to continue working at the same pace. Despite his poor health, Ramanujan never stopped thinking about mathematics. He continued to write down new ideas and send them to Hardy. Even though he was not in England anymore, his work remained important to the mathematical community. Ramanujan's letters to Hardy were filled with new discoveries and insights into advanced mathematics. In these letters, he often presented ideas that were too advanced for many people to understand, but Hardy could see how valuable they were. Sadly, Ramanujan passed away in 1920 at the age of just 32. Although his life was short, his contributions to mathematics were extraordinary. Today, his work continues to inspire mathematicians all over the world. Ramanujan is remembered as a genius who changed the field of mathematics forever. His story shows how determination and passion can lead to great achievements, even in the face of difficult circumstances. Even though he had very little formal education and faced many obstacles, he was able to make a lasting impact on the world. His work still influences the way mathematicians think about numbers and mathematics today. Ramanujan's legacy is evident in the many theorems, formulas, and concepts that he developed. His work in number theory, continued fractions, and infinite series is still studied by mathematicians at all levels. The Ramanujan-Hardy number, the Ramanujan series, and his work on partitions have left a lasting imprint on the study of mathematics. Ramanujan also inspired many other mathematicians to think differently about problems and to seek creative solutions. He was a true pioneer, and his work continues to influence the development of new areas in mathematics. Ramanujan's story is also an example of how the human mind can achieve extraordinary things, even without traditional schooling. He was a self-taught mathematician who relied on his instincts and his love for numbers to make discoveries that changed the world. His life is an example for anyone who wants to follow their dreams, no matter how difficult the journey may be. His story continues to inspire people around the world, and his contributions to mathematics will never be forgotten. Srinivasa Ramanujan's legacy lives on in the formulas and theorems he created, which are still used by mathematicians today. His work is a reminder of the beauty and power of mathematics, and how one person's ideas can change the world. Ramanujan's achievements were recognized after his death, and today, many schools, universities, and mathematical societies honor his memory. In India, his name is celebrated, and he is considered a national hero for his contributions to the world of mathematics. In addition to his mathematical work, Ramanujan's life is also remembered for his incredible determination and perseverance. He faced many challenges, but he never gave up on his passion for mathematics. Even in difficult situations, he found ways to keep pushing forward and to continue his research. Ramanujan's work is also a reminder of the importance of following one's passions, even if they lead down an unconventional path. He showed the world that it is possible to achieve great things through hard work, creativity, and a love for learning. Ramanujan's name will always be associated with genius and innovation in mathematics, and his ideas will continue to inspire future generations. His legacy reminds us that true brilliance often comes from the most unexpected places. Even though his life was short, his impact on the world of mathematics will last for centuries. Through his work, Ramanujan proved that the pursuit of knowledge and the beauty of mathematics are things that can change the world. Srinivasa Ramanujan will always be remembered as one of the greatest minds to ever explore the world of numbers.